Hi, welcome to the channel. Hope everyone is doing great. Today I want to talk about a Gujarati movie called Kaatla Curry, directed by Rohit Prajapati. The movie stars Priyank Gangwani, Ranganath Gopalaratnam, and Kinari Panchal in the lead roles. The movie is set in rural Gujarat along the banks of Narmada and revolves around the main characters Raimal and Ratan. Uh, In terms of story, it is relatively simple. Raimal is a fisherman and a small time entrepreneur who saves Ratan while fishing in Narmada. And Ratan is gay and is running away from his abusive family, and he tries to end his life. And he's full of self loathing due to how people and his own family has treated him over the years because of his sexuality, and this is sort of like the norm, or maybe you can say expected for rural part of Gujarat. Raimal, on the other hand, is quite opposite. He's confident, he's full of life, he's dashing, and Raimal teaches Ratan how to enjoy life, live it. And when Ratan comes out to Raimal initially laughs about it, but he's not derogatory about it. Over the time, they develop a close bond which goes beyond friendship, and they both start to live a life together. And this is shown very beautifully. The cinematography is the peak point of this movie. The cinematography is done by, let me see, Sabyasachi Bhattacharjee. So he has done a brilliant job of shooting the river Narmada. Uh, and with these stunning shots of the river and the characters, it is very poetic. And in parts, it reminded me of Brokeback Mountain, where we see just nature, the majesty of nature, and the two characters away from the rest of the civilization, exploring themselves. And in this case, the sheep are replaced with the fish. And there are plenty of shots of fish, both in and out of water. The movie gets its name from the fish, Katla. And Raimal's favorite dish is made by Ratan called Kaatla Curry. And their bond is multi-layered. It's not just uh, sexual, it's not just emotional, it's also about their shared love for food. So Ratan loves to make or cook for Raimal, which is one part of how they uh, love each other, and some, or rather, they complement each other. For Ratan, it is like a second life after Raimal saves him. So Ratan lives his life more freely now that he's away from the shackles of his family and society. He essentially lives on the periphery. He does not live in the village. He lives on the banks of Narmada. And Raimal sort of lives multiple lives. He still has a family and gets married over a period of time. The movie goes back and forth in timeline to show that. And Raimal's marriage is a strenuous one. As a husband, we see him as a very angry person, something we did not see when he was with Ratan. While the story is a decent one, the screenplay and performances are not quite there, except for Kinari Panchal, who plays Raimal's wife. She has relatively limited screen time, but she's a scene stealer. Of the three main characters, I felt she was the most realistic in her performance and dialogue delivery. She was just remarkable, because the others sort of feel like, if I may say, fish out of water. They didn't really feel like they belong in this setting. She did. I mean, in her gestures, in her clothing, and everything, the way she delivers dialogues, I think she was the one more comfortable with the Gujarati language. Again, I am not Gujarati, so I can't really. Uh, I have no authority about the language, but for some reason, I felt her dialogue delivery was the most natural out of the three. Um, I had an issue with the dialogue delivery. Many of the conversations did not feel very natural. The performances had their ups and downs, and some scenes felt more labored than natural. Also, a lot of movie is shot outdoors, but the sound design does not complement the visuals. Like it is probably because they have not used sync sound and all the dubbing is done in studio, and that took me out of the scenes as a viewer because you see them in this great outdoors with river, but you don't hear any sound of the river, you don't hear any wind, you just hear crystal clear sounds of the characters throughout the movie. uh, so I mean that's fine if the movie is shot indoors, but outside, for me, it just feels a little weird. It's a small budget movie, so I guess that may be the reason. But if you can keep the inconsistencies aside, the movie is fairly decent. While it does not say anything new, what works is its unique setup. The same story in an urban setting would feel unbearable and maybe unwatchable because we have seen it many times. But something about the region where it was set up and the river and the river banks that makes it fresh to watch. Also, there's a decent chemistry between the two leads, Priyank and Ranganath. It's just that it comes and goes. So I think Priyank, who plays Raimal, he's a theater actor, and I think he got a little theatrical in parts, which perhaps does not go well with the subtleties of the movie overall. Ranganath, who plays Ratan, is fine, but I don't know, with no authority about the language. Think he, I think that Gujarati is not his first language, although I don't have any authority on the language. It's just that I felt that these two characters, uh, Ranganath more than Priyank, were not that comfortable with the language itself. Although they were speaking it fluently, but something about it felt a little weird. Um, yeah, except for Kumati, I felt the other two characters did not seem so natural with their dialogues, but Kumati, played by Kinari, she was just perfect. For an hour and 15 minutes, it certainly feels a bit long, and in the end, it feels a bit rushed. So I think they could have edited some of the first half and added some more depth to the final act. I wish they had more scenes like the one between Rymel and his wife, Kumiti, when he comes out. That scene had more depth and arc than the whole character of Ratan, which got the short end of the stick. I feel. I think if that character was better written, it would have certainly helped the movie. The movie is available to be watched on watchmyfilm.com for a very modest price of 150 rupees. So go ahead and watch it and support an independent filmmaker. I'm sure you would appreciate many things about the movie, the cinematography, the particularly great performance by Kinari, and in parts the chemistry between the two leads. That in itself is worth watching, and of course, the fact that such a movie is coming out from the state of Gujarat means a lot. So that's all I had to say about the movie. Thanks a lot for listening, and have a great day. Bye.